Just getting things set up for the moment. Hello, W. I just posted a video about the angry pigs, so you could take a look at that. Just making sure my chat works to be clear. Here's me testing it. Yeah, this stuff's kind of hairy. It's frustrating. There's one test. Okay. YouTube came through. Let's try TikTok again. I think I just need to like refresh the page when this happens. Actually, it kindly offered to refresh for me a minute ago, but I don't know how to make hello. If you have a question, I will be with you very, very shortly. Very, very shortly. You've been drifting around. Doo-doo. Maybe if I do that. That's still there. But still no TikTok chat. Yeah, that's kind of stinky. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it does that. Maybe if I ask it to reconnect. I cannot do that. Yeah, it just feels like it wants me to relink every time I do a TikTok stream. It showed up last time, but let's try this. Oops. Whenever I type in this site too, it gets kind of funky. Okay. Here's the part where I refresh it and hope that something happens. Hey, somebody followed me on Twitch. That's nice. I know that's working. Actually. Hi, I'm here. The show's starting now. I'm done fiddling with my... with the, yeah, with this thingy chat widget. It's a little frustrating. But, yeah. Hi, if you're just filtering in, this is my show where I give nerdy advice. So you can ask a question, and I will do my best to answer it. If I can't answer it, I'll try to point you to a location, a location where you can get that question answered, which will be better. Oh, I was getting a little echo there. Sorry. Perhaps. No what? Oh, it doesn't matter. Hehe. Yeah. So, if you've got a question and are not trying to troll me, I'm happy. Here from TikTok following on here so I can actually get the... Oh, right, I can turn off studio mode. Actually get the notifications. Yes, that's great. I will, yeah, I'm trying to stream here, there, and everywhere. And I'm trying to get all this chat working all together because that would be nice. But in the meantime, everybody on TikTok just, yeah, they're going to be a little isolated. I can always test it again. Yeah, so what I've learned basically is that the TikTok chat API stinks. Like, they really don't want you importing that, and that's making it very difficult. Like, I don't know why this doesn't work the way that it should, but it doesn't. Hello, Enlightened Mahogany. If you've got a question. Oh, I thought it for sure I added that to the filter terms. Thank you, actually. Have like an AI profile picture too. That's nice. Anyway, so what we're doing today, answering questions. I am a generally geeky kind of person. I have a lot of myriad interests. So I like to help people like fix their computer, for instance. Pick a GPU. I'm very good with video games. That's probably what I'm best with. If you have a video gaming question, I certainly can help you. Almost certainly. I've got encyclopedic knowledge, which I... So what flip-flops? You know, like, you shouldn't, I don't believe in doing that to kids. Like, yeah, put the flip-flop down. You can't hear me. Dang, this keeps happening. It keeps happening. How is it just quiet? I keep trying these different setups, but okay. I will turn it up a bit. Yeah, it's a constant struggle to be loud enough for everybody and also not feel like I'm blowing some people's ears out. I've got this naturally nice deep voice, which has a great bassy tone. But yeah, stuff gets finicky when it comes to microphones and such. But they're gone already, so they're not going to help me. That's so sad. So I've been doing some yard work. Well, I'm going to do some more yard work today. Thank you, Sarah. And I get really sweaty when I do that. I feel like I used to not get so sweaty, but these days I don't know. It's probably a good thing, right? Because I'm not getting like overheated and passing out like what I used to be in school. They'd be like, run the mile. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll run the mile. And then I would pass out and then vomit on the ground and be like, I'm okay. I'm okay because I vomited now. I had a decent mile time though. I really did. Don't ask me for tips on how to run a mile. The only tip that I have is like dissociate. That's probably how I did it. Like any time that I ran in my life, I would get overheated and end up like bent over and yeah, every single time. Somebody requested up. If you let me know what your question is, I will think about it. Because I like talking to people. Is the yeah, the chat seems okay. Over on Twitch and YouTube. If you're over there, hi. In fact, can I see? I can see there is someone watching on Twitch. And it straight up doesn't even have the TikTok on here. So perhaps if I refresh this fake page, it will work. Still no sign of the TikTok. Oh, wait. I know what happened. I know what's up. I've done it. I think I've done it. Yes, I have done it. Incredible. So now, everybody can see all the chat. Even the messages that I delete. Anyway. Happy Veterans Month. Yeah, Happy Veterans Month. My grampy was a World War II vet. Didn't know him that well, but he'd be over 100 if he was still alive. He's an old school dude. I did Civil Air Patrol when I was in like 8th grade. So I know a little bit about the military. Not too much. Oh, Hippie and Raven, I see what you're doing. Okay, that's why you requested up. They were doing a troll thing where they pretend that Pride Month doesn't exist in June. That was a troll maneuver that they did. But they disguise it as like Veterans Month so that you're sympathetic or you don't see what they're doing. Yeah. If you have any questions on trolling tactics, I have seen literally everything. Literally everything. I studied communication in college. As an autistic person, this gives me strange advantages in analyzing certain situations. You think audio is bugged? Oh dear. That, like, you can hear it though. People keep saying, "Oh, it's too quiet." It's really, really, really faint. Okay, I'm just gonna... So, like, I've got it turned up almost all the way. I'm gonna take it to... I'm taking it all the way. Or, wait, no, that's too much. Okay. How about that? That's probably nice and loud. And if that's not nice and loud, this mixer... Maybe it's their new Pro Audio mixer. It's just not doing it. If you all can't hear me on TikTok now, I might have to stop streaming on TikTok. Oh. Just one moment. Oh, that's definitely working. Definitely working. Yeah, like, oh, and now it's maybe gone again. No, it's definitely working. I'm definitely doing something because it's worse now. This is messed up. Yeah, so like nobody is helping me troubleshoot this, but everything looks good on my end. It's like I don't... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not saying you have to help me troubleshoot. I'm just, I'm not your daddy. No. Um, but like, man, this old mixer box I have, this actually, this is from... Okay, you can hear me. That's good. Oh, your AirPods were bugging out. Okay, yeah, like, if you weren't here like yesterday and said that, like people say that quite often, and my voice is like low, so it's just hard to troubleshoot. If you can't hear me now, you need to clean your ear. Anyway, I was answering questions. If anybody needs any advice, I haven't actually answered any questions yet. Okay. Oh, it's not like that, Sawdust King. They don't mind my voice like that. Sometimes they don't like that. There's a mix of like feminine. There's an androgynous thing going on. That's usually what they have criticism of. But anyway, I really like my voice, so I appreciate you saying that. What was I talking about? There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh, I was showing my mixer. Well, you don't really need to see it, but my mixer actually is a Palestinian mixer. It's from Palestine, because when I was making music with my friends, they got the mixer there, and then they brought it back here to the States, and then they were like, here, you're going to use it more than we will. So, yeah, free Palestine. My mixer, yeah. I think it has issues in part because of the location it was sold in and strange driver incompatibilities, because it's like rebadged of a very common brand, but it's like slightly different. So it's funky. And the USB port is loose, which is another thing making me paranoid. However, that's not your problem. These kind of production things are not maybe the best thing to hear about. I played a lot of Forza Horizon 6 yesterday, and when I say I played it, I mean I spun around in circles, getting lots of points, and did some big jumps trying to unlock the Warthog from Halo in that racing game, because I really want to do some fishtailing, and it's like the best off-road vehicle, in my opinion. It's the best, but maybe that's because it's the Warthog and I like crossovers. Something about me, I really like meta stuff, so I like the metaverse. Like, I'll give it to them. I like that idea. Not the way that it's being implemented, but before Facebook even rebranded to Meta, I talked a lot about Meta, and then they made it a little bit harder to talk about. However, like, it's not manly. Do I look androgynous today? At least it doesn't really matter. The trolls go. Anyway, that game's a lot of fun. It doesn't have a ton of like. Actually, it has a ton of depth. That's the thing. I can't say that it doesn't have depth. Bazite, it's a good gaming distro. I don't know if I'd say it's like the best one. Just popped in just to say that. That's cool. Oh, I have a Steam Deck, so like I get it. That's a very nice thing to use. Everything just kind of works. Or if it doesn't work, I can figure it out, which is also quite nice. There are some alternatives that I've heard about. Like, I've got a little gaming handheld, a little emulator handheld, and that's got some interesting Linux distros that you can get running on that are very small, but manage to do everything on like this tiny little handheld. So I really like those. My box that's down here, you can hear me tapping it. That's just Ubuntu, because I wanted the best compatibility with just like some GPU stuff. My live stream is just broken on your AirPods in particular. That's so. Uh. My stream is literally breaking your hardware. So what? Yeah, what that means is like, I wish I could send Apple like a bug report because this is exactly the kind of nonsense that they actually want to know about. Like if you work at a tech company, this kind of thing, like oh, that's a weird bug. Like that's something when I've worked in software in the past. That's the kind of stuff I love to hunt down and fix. I'm very, very good at troubleshooting bugs. Like almost any kind of software, I can help you out. I can look at your Python code, but I'm not like advertising that as a service here. I mean, you could hire me to do that if you really wanted to, but yeah, like why? Maybe they're breaking it on purpose because I've got like a Twitch logo in here. I saw another streamer that I watched. It just said like in the other place, like and not that word. And I'm wondering if I just take it out, if it'll be better. And I think it's possible. Corpse Calamity, what should you eat? You should eat something that's nutritious. Is that not? If that's not the answer that you wanted, I I can work on it. I can figure something out. Fruit or veggie? You should have vegetables. You could eat a salad, maybe. I haven't eaten lunch yet today. I need to do that. Cucumber, sure. Sometimes it tastes like nothing, but I like that kind of mild, cucumbery sort of taste. Sure. I have not been live that long. 22 minutes. Thank you, Clove. If anybody has any questions that are is that my cat? Yes. If you go to one of the other streams, there's a little gallery. It rotates between 3 different pictures of my cats. It's a thing that the TikTok app cannot do yet. Do the live slideshow. But yes, that is my Lulu. You'll never see her because she doesn't come up here because she thinks she's not allowed for some reason. Thank you, Big Ronan. She is a beautiful kitty. She's very shy, though. Like, I wish... Now, my other cat, Estelle, I was holding her up here the other day, but nobody even noticed. My partner told me they don't deserve her. Thank you for following, Big Ronan. So, Kiro Kitsune says, what's the best way to get started with HRT? Like, is it okay to lie to the doc to ensure you qualify? So... if you go to a doctor who prescribes HRT to other people, like I would say that you shouldn't lie, and I don't think you'll have to. Now I get, like, as a non-binary person, I was a little afraid that I wouldn't qualify or my doctor would like not see eye to eye with me. However, it didn't end up like that. Like a good intentioned doctor will recognize like whatever your situation is and say like, yeah, I understand why you want to do this. It's not up to them. Like sometimes they'll make you have like a therapist on record or something like that. But I would say like honesty will get you very far. Yeah, you're also an MB. So my doctor's never said anything odd. Like I think that they usually do treat like binary trans people, but it's great that like, I mean, I said what I said, like that I'm a non-binary person and I wanted to be more feminine, and it all made sense to them. Yeah, the right doctor like you won't have to lie, and if it's a doctor that you would have to lie to, like, now if you don't have a lot of choices, that's troublesome, and you've got to think about it a bit more. And in my case, there really is only one doctor I can go to, like, on my insurance. So yeah, corpse calamity says what your doctor should ask what your goals are with HRT. Like, if you go in like the informed consent route, they're not really going to say like you can't do that. They might ask for like some corroborating, like I said, a therapist or someone to say like say it. But I mean, this is a thing that very much comes from your heart. Like, people do not pursue this unless they feel seriously about it. And like, detransition happens, but yeah, like, most of them are not outspoken or trying to prevent you from getting HRT. And it's not a thing that doctors are looking at and saying, I shouldn't do this because detransition happens. Yeah, I totally understand your trepidation. I was in your shoes not very long ago, but I think it will probably be okay. As long as you're just honest. Seriously. Like, a doctor who is accommodating you for that, like, who you've made an appointment with, they should be understanding. If they're not, like, that's a problem for other people too. Maybe some reviews online would help with that. Lava 2 King says, how is my day? It's good so far. Thank you for asking. I did some, I took my HRT, I took my estrogen shot today. My estradiol Valorate. I actually take a relatively low-ish dose, but it's effective enough for me. Imagine that. I don't think I'm like intersex or anything, but I definitely don't need as much as other people to suppress my testosterone. So the people that come on here and say, you're so manly, maybe I was never quite that manly. I do have these muscles, though. These are okay. HRT because it hurts a lot? I mean, a gender dysphoria can hurt. These things, like, I feel better after treatment, so I would definitely say it hurts. The physical sensation of getting a shot isn't fun either, but I'm used to it. You're very welcome, Kiro Kitsune. You're welcome to DM me too, if you want to. I'm always happy to talk to, like, other trans people about this stuff, because access and knowledge is important. I would just, like, post links in the live chat, but, you know, that info, some people weaponize it, which is really frustrating, right? Like, if you put that info there and get everything you might need, and then someone says, this is a dangerous resource. But if you DM me, I'm happy to, you know. Do I take stuff? Do I take stuff? Do I steal? Is that the question? I'm not stealing anything. Anyway, I feel like I might have missed a question. Let me scroll up a little bit. Sawdust King said they're making a build in Warframe. I've never played Warframe, but I'm interested in it. It's been around for quite a while, so. Yeah, do I take, yeah, I inject the estrogen. And I have another pill as well. And when I first started, I took a testosterone blocker, but it was quickly clear that I wouldn't need that. Or not quickly clear. It's just things were well suppressed, and then when I stopped taking it, they were still well suppressed. The goal is to be more feminine. I don't necessarily consider myself a trans woman. I like when people say that, but I'm like a non-binary NB person who prefers feminine pronouns. Sometimes it's kind of arbitrary, but when people question it, like, no, I feel very strongly. Like, I am a trans person, though. Definitely. Warframe is the best. I feel like it might be the truly only free game where, like, everything is free. The fact that Warframe is free is nice. So this person, Jupiter, I think they're being earnest. Like, they're asking about trans stuff. How come I wanted this, and why do I, why do I want treatment for being a non-binary person, and why am I non-binary? Well, I was born like this. Like, gender expression is something that's not baked into your brain, but it definitely is like it's a real thing. It's something that we can't identify with just an MRI, but it is something where there are like analogous changes within trans people that we can average. So, like, my gender expression, it is something that's like innate to my being, and I suppressed it for a long time. I was in denial about it. It's something that I understood. And if anybody else has a question too, like, please let me know. Yeah, so you're saying, like, why do I feel like I'm this? And when so many other people do not feel like that. Sorry, let me block this person who's being disingenuous. Unlike Jupiter, who just seems to be incredulous, which is also okay, which is more okay. Why do I think I'm different? Like that last person who jumped in and tried to make the distinction, saying that, like, I'm a guy. Guys don't want to take HRT for the most part. Like, and yeah, like, the fact that this is working out for me and I'm a lot happier, like, on the HRT especially. You don't have to take HRT to be trans or non-binary or anything, but it is okay, Jupiter, you agree. Okay, so you're not trying to understand. Are you listening to me right now? You just agreed with the random person in the chat rather than, like, listening to me. And this is kind of the problem. If you've made up your mind already and there's nothing that I can say to you, then I'm not sure why you're here. But if you're in a like, I don't, yeah. So, sorry for spending time on that. Those two people are now blocked and muted and all that. If anybody's got a nerdy question that I want to talk about and they're not being, like, combative, that would be really great. I don't mind talking about this stuff earnestly. It's just yeah. Those people had an agenda. Anybody's got a question hanging out in the live, please let me know. Okay, Kiro Kitsune, you say you're growing out your hair? Cool. That was something I was really excited to do, because I always just kind of cut it and I didn't know why. It's like, well, I mean, just, it was always like, it's haircut day, and then I get my hair cut. But I didn't necessarily want to. It just, or my mom would say, like, it's easier for you to wash. So here's a quick one. Do I know anything about World of Warcraft? Not very much. I haven't really played it substantially. I've played more like Warcraft 3 Tower Defense than World of Warcraft. Bree Rose says, like, the X-Men franchise. Could you add some more context to that? I'm not sure. If you're saying I'm like an X-Men, a little bit. So Kiro Kitsune says, how should they grow out their hair, or what do they do with long hair? So I just kind of have let mine grow for a while. Do I rock with it, and do I know about it? Oh, do I like the X-Men? Yeah. I read House of X and what's the other one? The Jonathan Hickman ones. Those are really great. And I read some of like his Krakoa run. I haven't seen a lot of other X-Men, but yeah, but that stuff's really good. No More Mutants. Yeah, they got something happened, right? I don't know what happened with Krakoa, but it didn't sound good. Or now they're like gonna kill everybody off. I don't know. I'm not like I've been reading the Ultimate Universe, but not really the mainline universe, so I couldn't really tell you what's going on there. Ultimate X-Men, pretty good. Ultimate Wolverine, art's really good. What would my persona species be? Like, what is my persona? I'd probably just be a cat. Some kind of cat. I was just saying, my partner was just like scratching my back yesterday, and I was just laying there like purring practically the whole time. And I don't know, I used to not have that reaction, but something lately I feel really strongly like that just feels very nice. Something changed inside me. Why do I think they stopped making the newest X-Men movies? There's a lot of like weird production questions around that, but they are going to make more X-Men movies soon. It has to do with the whole like Sony thing. Whatever studio was making the X-Men movies before. Sawdust King, you're waiting for Avengers Doomsday, huh? Me too, begrudgingly. There is just the story seems really obvious. Like if hi Lauren, my pronouns are right down there. She and they is good. It's fine too. He makes me sad. But if that movie if Iron Man doesn't have like a secret cousin in Latveria, I'll be really impressed. But I'm thinking, yeah, it's weird, but like it has to be a meta thing. I think what their plan is to just have these actors come back and play different roles, but within like play a different role as like the same person, but just like a different form, because comics do this all the time. And so the fact that the movies don't do that, I think it's like a missed opportunity, because they've had people representing that version of a character from another universe, different people, but they haven't had the same person representing different characters within different universes. But they're like they're parallel people, like Reed Richards in the mainline universe, and then there's Ultimate Reed Richards, who is like a prisoner of the Maker and is Doom, basically. You kind of see where they could be going with this. It's not Reed Richards, it's Tony Stark, but they could still do that kind of thing. They could be like, okay, Tony Stark is Doom in this universe, and he came into that universe where Tony's at, like the Tony that we know, and now everyone's like, Tony's back, but it's not Tony. It's not Tony, it's Doom. Whatever they're adding to that Avengers re-release, I really think it's going to be Tony Stark just talking about his cousin from Latveria, though. I really think so. We'll see what happens. In the end, if they make him God Emperor Doom, I will go low-key crazy. Yeah, if they're trying to say, if they try to say that the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, like, is that Doom, that's something I don't quite understand. I don't know how they're going to do that. It doesn't seem like the same character, which is why I'm thinking like it has to be like from a parallel reality, or it's his secret cousin from Latveria. Thank you for saying that, though, because I've had this rant about Avengers Endgame for a while. It's in my heart. I'm a new to comics person, but I read comics a lot with my friend who's very passionate about them. So we've got strong opinions on Endgame and what they do, because it feels like the movies are just ripping off the comics. Fair. Like, why wouldn't they do that? But, yep. Doo-doo. You're welcome, Kitsune. If anybody else has got any questions, this really, yeah, I'm starting to wonder if that Twitch logo really is messing things up, because I did get more viewers once upon a time, but maybe it's just a weird time on a Tuesday. Oh wait, no, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? By the way, I will end the stream at about 1 o'clock, which is when Jeff Gersman starts doing his Wednesday stream, and I watch that every Wednesday. Anybody's got any questions, I would be more than happy to answer some questions. Who is that? He is a gaming journalist that has been around for quite a long time. I used to be in his Discord community. He's very knowledgeable about a wide range of games. He's been around for a while. He used to work at GameSpot and Giant Bomb. But basically, I know what he thinks about a lot of games, so it's kind of easy for me to figure out how I will feel about a game based on his opinion. I'm a journalist myself, or at least ostensibly. I haven't written for any particular place for a long time, but I wanted to be a critic doing that kind of thing, so I appreciate him a lot. If anybody's got a question, I'm happy to answer it, including I can talk more about Jeff Gersman. Thoughts on orthodoxy? I'm not religious. That is a cross, right? I think that's a cross. Yeah, no particular thoughts about it because I'm not religious and I don't think about it. I'm right, so I'm doing yard work today. But the reason that I'm doing yard work is for a very fun reason, which is that I've got seeds. Actually, they're here. They're over here somewhere. I've got seeds for a certain kind of plant that you may have heard of. It's not legal to plant everywhere, but it is legal for me to plant here. And so I grew some last year, and it was a good harvest. And I intend to do the same this year, but I have to clear out more space to do it this year. Sawdust King says, did I know that the upside down cross is not really satanic? It's the cross of St. Peter. I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was any meaning to an upside down cross, really. So, anyway, I'm going to plant those plants. And it's going to be great. It's really nice not to have to pay for that stuff, because it gets expensive. And you get double taxed. Yep. But it's fun to grow it. Trimming it is time consuming. But it's fun to watch it grow and be like, that is going to be a useful plant. Like my good little baby. My sweet baby. Did I watch... Excuse me. Sawdust King asked, did I watch The Boys? I did not watch The Boys. However, I've read most of the comic. So, I don't know the context for which everybody's frustrated with the ending, but I know a good amount about it if you have questions. It's a messed up comic book. I don't know if they've got that X-Men storyline in the show, but that messed me up. It was rushed. That stinks. I feel like the comic hadn't had enough time to breathe. Oops. I don't know how the show ends necessarily. Yeah, but it got to a point where I was like, why am I reading this? This is making me sad. Yeah, it was annoying. I've seen a shot of the Homelander like begging for his life, which out of context could be like anything, but it seemed kind of dumb. But Billy the Butcher is a scary dude. I understand begging for your life from Billy the Butcher. I don't know if that guy killed his dog in the show, but yeah, why'd you have to kill me dog? That you don't mess with him. Huey's okay. I like how he calls out Billy for undermining him and stuff. And like just he feels like he sees things kind of the way I do. He's like, you're always saying things to get under my skin and like devalue my whatever. You can't get over his accent. Like there's no reason for it. Well, he's a Billy the Butcher. I mean he's very much from the UK in the comic. Huey too is supposed to be Scottish. His dad talks normal. That's funny. I mean, if he lived there, he would pick it up just from osmosis, but I don't know if the character lived there. But he's very English in the comic, so like it would be there are just expressions and things that he says that would not make sense if translated. Like you'd have to redo the character a bit. So I understand why they would make it that way. I'm just gonna delete this little Twitch logo that's here and see if that does anything. It's kind of a silly idea, but you know, why not? Maybe they really do hate this stuff. What's my favorite show? I used to like Mad Men a lot. I don't think I can really say that anymore. It hasn't aged like incredibly gracefully. It's still good though. Like I'm wondering what Matthew Weiner's going to do for a while. Like what he's going to do next. Other stuff I like. I watched Heated Rivalry recently. That was good. Made me happy. I'm watching the One Piece anime currently. I'm finishing up the Skypiea arc now. I'm on like episode 193 or something like that. One Piece is really great. I'm really happy that I started watching it. Other shows I like. Yeah, I like meta, kind of ironic stuff. I guess I haven't been watching as much TV these days. Oh, I watched Nirvana the band, the show is quite good. You should watch that. It's very easy to find and watch. Start with the web series, then move on to the main show. Thank you, Lava 2 King. Sawdust King says, doesn't it have like 1 million episodes? One Piece? It's got like 1,800, I think, something like that, or maybe it's more like 1,200. It's like 1,200 or 1,800. I don't remember which, but yeah, there's a lot. But there's a lot to it. There is filler as well. But to be honest, I just watched through everything that people said was filler, and I didn't even notice. So there is a lot of like prolonged, like I'm gonna come get you, and like 5 episodes later, Luffy's still running up the mountain. I'm gonna come get you. So if that kind of thing bothers you, I mean, you might want to skip that filler. Oh, your attention span can't handle that many episodes. You want 50 max. Well, I mean, there's a lot of short stuff, like short animes, so you could be well accommodated by that. Like The Walking Dead, good. Yeah, I mentioned Mad Men and like Matthew Weiner. I watched The Sopranos, very good. More recently. I watched some of The Walking Dead, like the first season at least. I don't remember really much beyond that. I like Daryl. I like Death Stranding as well. It's just a segue into something that I'm passionate about. Death Stranding's a really great game. If anybody wants any game recommendations, perhaps I could give you my thoughts on that. Wow, look at that. Time's just blown by. Like I said, I will end this stream when it's time for Jeff Gersman. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing yard work today because I definitely will have to go out there and pull some weeds. My yard is just, it's difficult. There are a lot of weeds. It was not left in the best state. Like, it was at a decent state, but I didn't care. And now I'm seeing what happens when you don't do regular maintenance. Hi, Lego Lady. Should you do voice training? Let me ask this previous one, or answer this previous one first. Or, previous ones. Have I played High on Life? Yes. I completed that game. It was fun. I wish that it didn't have the Morty voice in it so much, but the other voice actors and the other things about that game are good. And the sequel's probably good too. What should you actually play? Because every game is dead. You could play Marathon. A lot of people are playing Marathon right now, including me. Not that I played it in like a week. The season's about to end, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I really ran out of steam. But when season 2 comes back, I'll get back on the train. Anyway, Lego Lady says, should I do voice training? You can do voice training. It's something that I think pretty much everybody can do. There are degrees of difficulty depending on where you're starting from. For instance, me, I have a very deep voice, so I try to lighten it up. I can talk in my head a little bit more, but it's hard. Yeah, I don't feel great about it because it sounds like very forced. And it can sound forced for a lot of people, but for me, it's just like, it's negating some range there, and so I like my nice deep voice. But yeah, that said, it's all about practice, I think, and for the most part. If that's something that you want, you can do it. It's just about the practice. And I've heard this from so many different people just like me, who are saying, like, I like my deep voice, though. Like, they end up getting there with enough time and practice. Yeah, it's a struggle not to sound forced. Like, yeah, I enjoy yeah, like my voice is very similar. I get it. But some of it is your confidence too. If you're confident, then that will come through. And if you're practiced, then the confidence will come over time and slowly. Like, some people say, like, they like to practice on a Discord call with like inclusive people. There are nice apps that you can use which will show your pitch, and those might be kind of infuriating to gamify it. But I think it's called like Voice Tools, something generic like that. I can tell you actually. Called it is called Voice Tools. Yeah, but it's got a couple neat little things in there. But definitely, like, if you can get access to someone like a voice coach, like through your insurance or something, that's a really good route that I would recommend. Carson says, do you believe in God? Do I believe in God? No. Lego Lady says, in terms of voice training, surgery was recommended, but I like being able to lower my voice for the bit. It is often used for a bit. I'm okay with that. Like, sometimes everybody wants to do voices. Lack of evidence, Carson. If you want to provide some evidence, I can look at it, but I won't. I don't have anything to show you because there's nothing I find compelling. Someone told me I should just Google arguments for God the other day, but I don't need to do that. Anyway, yeah, the surgery seems like a pretty difficult route. It's not something that I would be considering, just because I think it would be, yeah, it'd be a big change. I've got this nice large Adam's apple, though, which is part of the reason for my nice resonance. So, like, my voice would just fundamentally change, and yeah, but I don't get dysphoric over it, really. It's just a safety thing for me. If it's a safety thing for you too, then you definitely should voice train. As for me, yeah, it's hard, but I work on it just a little bit. Not really on stream right now, but working on it. Lava 2 King, you have friends jealous of your voice range. Yeah, but I mean, it's just about like, yeah, you usually just don't talk for safety. I'm sorry, Lego Lady, like that you have to feel like you need to be quiet. Yeah, it really is problematic the way that people just like will look at you differently when they hear your voice. But like, I sound like my grandma. She was a lifelong smoker. So like, yeah, exactly, Lava 2 King. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like everybody knows women with deep voices. It's just when the look is androgynous as well, people get weird and mean. Yeah. Some days I feel like a trans like woman. Other days I feel more like I'm non-binary. I yeah. So like I don't know if I'd say I'm a woman with a deep voice. I can you could call me a girl with a deep voice, and I would not hesitate with that. I'm not a female with a deep voice, but probably a woman with a deep voice. Sawdust King wants to learn to scream like the deathcore vocalist. You know, I can kind of do that. That's another thing you can voice training can help you. I don't know if there are as many coaches doing that kind of thing, but this is wild that TikTok's trying to get me to post clips during the stream. Maybe it's like, hey, you said you'd log off soon. Yeah, but yeah, voice training is really hard. I'm not even good with like accents. I don't have any accents in my pocket or anything. Lego Lady says, I'm autistic, so I eat ramen every day. Okay. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Do I have vitamin recommendations? So there is no like vitamin that I would generally recommend to everybody. The thing is, like you say, ramen specifically. Um, if you throw some frozen veggies in there when you make it, that's going to be better for you than a multivitamin will be, unless there's something specifically that you're lacking, and you know that. Just having the veggies in there that will metabolize into the stuff you need is going to be more productive than taking a multivitamin, unless there's something specific that you need. That said, I take magnesium every night, but some of that is because I have IBS and it helps with things. um, and then I've got other medication. I take vitamin D every couple days because I live where I live. There's usually some cloud cover, so it's good to not have that going on. Specifically, I take vitamin D3. There was a thing recently, like D2 wasn't as effective as D3. Yeah, add an egg. There's lots of ways that you can play with ramen. If it's like but if it's your safe food, like I totally understand that. For me though, like yeah, especially like the frozen veggies, the little peas and the little carrots, like that are just like what you get in a little like pre-done ramen. That like yeah, that doesn't really bother me. It doesn't seem like weird ramen at all. Just adding more vegetables to it. I have food aversions, so yeah. If any other questions about food aversions, I can try to help. The hacks that I have to get around it. Um, yeah, don't ask me to eat a hot dog with ketchup. Do not ask me to eat nacho cheese. I will refuse. Aaron has a question. They say, can boundaries around women's spaces be maintained if males can access them based on identity alone? And then they asked another question immediately, which is why we know that they're disingenuous, and I'm going to block them. One question at a time, folks. I mean, I'm only talking to a person who's not here, but yeah. Yeah, if they wanted to engage with me sincerely, then they would have asked one question and then maybe like rang me up, like asked a request up, but they weren't being sincere. I'm very, very good at spotting trolls. I've listened to a lot of like call-in shows where people are talking about atheism or being trans or whatever, and yeah, like you just got to spot when people are being disingenuous and say it. Sometimes when people are trolling me, like as long as they're I like to diffuse the situation by interpreting it completely wrong. You'll see me do that when someone says something dumb or weird. Lego Lady says they struggle with identifying sea lions. Yeah, like what's a sea lion and what's the other kind that I'm thinking of? A seal? Probably a seal. But yeah, there's different critters that are like that. The sea lions are usually pretty big. Big critters. I've seen real sea lions, but only in captivity in a sad way. And it made me sad. I'd like to see a wild sea lion. That would make me pretty happy. I like otters. Otters are really cute. Lego Lady, oh no, like says, oh no, like asking questions that are legitimate but taking up your time and exhausting you. So, I mean, some people do that. Some people will like ceaselessly requested on this live to do that. Oh, it's called sea lioning. Very interesting. I have not heard that term before. That's like a genuine person who's just like taking up a lot of time and space and energy for you and answering it. It's interesting that yeah. I'm a very earnest, genuine person, so I get taken advantage of quite a lot in that way. I try not to. That's why I have to kind of toss some questions out. Who's the kitty? It's my kitty. That's Lulu. If you check out my YouTube or my Twitch stream, which is going right now, there's a little gallery with 3 different pictures of my cats that you can look at. Yep, my Luna Lou. Luna. Sea lion. I'm looking at Google. Sea lioning is a type of trolling or harassment that consists of pursuing people with relentless requests for evidence. Okay. So, yeah, so that's not exactly what I was thinking, maybe. Often tangential or previously addressed while maintaining a pretense of civility and sincerity and feigning ignorance of the... Okay. Yeah, so I definitely understand that. Is my cat sweet or more aloof? Both. Luna is very much both, because she's very shy and she doesn't necessarily want you to pick her up. My other cat is very sweet and bossy. She's not aloof. She tells you exactly what she needs. If she wants your attention, she will sit on you. That's Estelle that I'm talking about. She's the boss. She's my boss. She thinks she's my boss. But yeah, what I was going to say about the sea lioning thing, concern trolling, I'm very, very familiar with. That's something that I have engaged with, engaged in. But sometimes that is a way that you get through to people because you have to like approach things from their perspective. That's not the same as like the sea lioning. That's it like to a fault. But I've been like asked like disingenuous questions before for sure. Like sometimes you can scientifically ask a disingenuous question that makes someone really frustrated. Um, A Win says, "What am I doing today besides this? I have to do some yard work, and then I have to clean my litter boxes, and then I need to take out the trash." Lego Lady says, "For others, my cat won't approach, but for me, she always sits on my lap." See, and that's what's most important, right? It's that the cat trusts you. If they don't trust others, that's really sad, but and you can work on it. But if they trust you, like, and they're sweet with you, that's all that matters. My grandma had a sweet kitty named Sam I Am, but he was scared to death of all of us. And but eventually, like when my grandma started getting sick and we had to go over and take care of her a little bit, I say we, mostly my dad, Sam I Am, started to come out and let them and get some attention. So kitties can change too, with time and love and patience. Lava 2 King says, in terms of like trans stuff, they should just have a bathroom that is single person so anybody can use it. That is an idea. It's difficult to convert existing bathrooms to that. Not that bathrooms couldn't be converted in that way, but yeah, also Lego Lady. Yeah, I don't get why people care where I pee. Right, mind your business. Like, it's in the freaking bathroom. Nobody wants to be minding. I don't want anybody minding my business. I don't want to mind anybody else's business. I want to get in and out as quickly as possible without talking to anybody. But yeah, so people with disabilities, they deserve a dedicated stall, and sometimes, like, I don't know, I don't really feel like I trump that, wanting a gender neutral bathroom. Now we could just convert the regular bathrooms and say that they're all gender neutral, and that would probably be okay. But other people are very, very afraid of that. Yeah, but that's because people misattribute things and they believe certain things happen more than they actually do. There are anecdotal cases, but nothing substantiated with like frequency, and so that stuff's not relevant. Like, yeah, the bathroom situation is entirely politicized, fake arguments. But whatever. Lava 2 King says women creep on other women. Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's no like. Yeah, a predator is going to do what they're going to do, whether they're trans or not. Like, people really definitely don't identify as trans just to get into a bathroom. Lego Lady says, I think there's a term called the bathroom leash, which is why they only had men's and segregated bathrooms. I'm looking up that term. I haven't heard that before. I see. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. So if you don't have women's bathrooms, then the women can't go out because they don't have a bathroom to use. Yeah, that really frustrates me. I've been in situations like I've just had to look after my sibling, and for a while he needed help using the restroom when we were out. So like I would, we'd go into a stall together and I would clean him up and whatnot, and nobody ever gave us any trouble, but they certainly gave my mother trouble when she had to do the same thing. Yeah, they just want us out of public. I agree. They're like, oh, if you don't want to deal with that, like there's a solution to that, and it's invalidate your own existence. To terminate this identity of yours so that you could use the bathroom. It's not a powerful argument when you've had life-saving like revelations and you feel so much better. Like, no, the bathroom's not gonna detransition me. The bathroom thing, sorry, but it might keep me from going out. Yeah. A Wins says, nerdy advice. What do I think is my biggest nerdy thing is video games. I'm very obsessed with video games. I have an encyclopedic knowledge. Lego lady, you say you don't even think you could pass as a man anymore. I mean, yeah, I only see a very tiny picture of you, but personally, my goal, like, I'd like to pass, but I don't have to. Again, it's like a safety thing. I feel most comfortable just being myself, but if it's a safety thing, I definitely, yeah, I'll change my behavior a bit because I don't get like the pain of the dysphoria so much. But compromising myself still hurts. Like, it's still not great. It's not something that's going to deter me from doing like anything, but yeah, it's just a different situation. Like, as a non-binary person. Awin says, "What's my game of choice right now? Forza Horizon 6 is what I'm playing the most right now. I'm also playing The Legend of Zelda. I have a video on my channel where I'm talking about how I'm frustrated with that. But in particular, I was actually frustrated because I didn't find a sword that I was supposed to find earlier. But now that I found the sword, it's a lot easier. The white sword, as opposed to the sword you start with, or the magic sword, which you get later than that. And it is 1 o'clock. So I'm going to hang up my hat now. Thank you for watching. If you've been hanging around. Thank you, Lego Lady, for coming back. Thank you, A-Wins, for the questions. And thank you to the Sentient Lava 2 King. Is that like a Mewtwo King? Is that the thing? I didn't meet Mewtwo King, but I watched him once, like, half asleep in a Smash Brothers tournament. And he, basically, the other person was just so intimidated by him. Like, they were just showing Mewtwo King was just showing him tricks while half asleep during the round. Like, he was like, yeah, I cannot express how far back, how much this guy was slumped over. He just, like, but he could have won in that state. That's the thing. Like, it's kind of an intimidation tactic, maybe. It's like, oh, I'm half asleep, like, and I'm still beating you. It's hard to say. But interesting guy. Anyway, thank you, Sawdust King. Bye, everybody. All right, that's the end of the TikTok stream. Is anybody watching elsewhere? Let's take a look. Oh, I do have a Twitch viewer. Interesting. Well, if you're still watching on Twitch, have a good one.